Artur Beterbiev, undefeated Russian tank, one of the most decorated Russian amateurs, and a brutal go-ahead fighter against Joe Smith.
Yeah, this guy's the biggest puncher. You won't believe it.
And you've heard that from a million managers.
You hear it every time, every single time.
You want to be undisputed?
Yeah, I want to be undisputed.
Dmitry Bivol has cemented himself as one of boxing's best pound-for-pound fighters since he completely dominated Canelo Alvarez via unanimous decision. With his laser-like jab and his expert distance fight style, he's become one of boxing's kingpins. But on the other hand, Artur Beterbiev has been destroying the light heavyweight division since 2013 when he first made his debut. With his aggressive but strategic boxing fight style, he's become a nightmare for anyone who dares step into the ring with him. With a 100% knockout ratio, it's safe to say he has thunder in his hands. No doubt the best finisher in boxing, Artur Beterbiev, at the age of 37, is better than ever. There's a current discussion amongst boxing fans who the best fighter at 175 pounds is. In this video, we will break down what each guy does best and who would win if they ever stepped in the ring.
Are you ready?
Dmitry Bivol is a master of fighting you from the outside. Although he isn't blessed with the punching power of Beterbiev, he makes up for it with his awkward in and out movement. By stepping back at the end of each combination, this assures that Dmitry Bivol will always be out of range from a counterpunch, making landing a solid punch on Dmitry Bivol's chin easier said than done. He's also a master of using his back foot. Instead of moving his head, he uses his back foot to get out of the way whenever his opponent is throwing hard shots. He's one of the best in the game at avoiding incoming offense and making guys miss, and at times even overextend. Landing a solid punch on him is hard enough. Landing combinations are next to impossible. His agility and speed is almost unmatched. The way he moves in and out makes it virtually impossible to pick up on due to his ability to lunge back and forth between defense and offense. Adding on that he throws 5 to 10 punch combinations every time he moves forward just makes trying to time him a very difficult task. Bivol is also a guy who interrupts his opponent's offense any opportunity he gets and refuses to let you get in close to him. Against Canelo, anytime he was in front of him, he would immediately put his jab hand out to disrupt Canelo's chances of getting on the inside. Bivol would also keep his distance and throw a meaningless jab at Canelo, which was meant for nothing more than to disrupt him, making his mind constantly have to think whenever Bivol's hand moved, which just make it more difficult for Canelo to set up anything effective. Now, putting all that together with him throwing mainly ones and twos just overwhelms anyone who's in his way. Even Canelo Alvarez, who has great defense and head movement, was not able to avoid the Bivol onslaught. Now moving on to Artur Beterbiev, who has one of the best well-balanced stances in boxing today. His ability to always maintain a strong base gives him the opportunity to always be within firing range and always be able to punch with full effect and never be off balanced. Something as simple as distributing your weight evenly can greatly improve your punching power, which undoubtedly explains why his knockout ratio is at 100%. His proper form allows him to generate more hit power and makes him harder to get knocked down. Beterbiev also loves using feints to trick his opponents, especially on the ropes. He loves that left hook feint to make the opponent pick up his guard to then open up the 1-2, which then opens up the left side and be able to land the left hook. Textbook European boxing. He throws one of the best inside slip overhand rights I've ever seen. Beterbiev is also one of the best in hiding the right hand, and here's what I mean. He first starts by standing tall to appear he's about to reset. He then puts his hands up, which triggers his opponent to go for a jab, which he then slips on the inside, does nothing, stands tall once again for the same scenario, but this time the opponent does not react and he has an opening to land the right hand. Beterbiev can also switch from orthodox to southpaw in the middle of a combination and still maintain his balance and strong base form, very similar to Jaron Boots Ennis. Shifting angles while doing so, which makes switching even much more effective due to the opponent being so used to him fighting orthodox that once he switches during the combination, all they can do is keep their hands up. Now, of course, the most notable trait that Beterbiev has, of course, is his punching power. He stopped every man he's been in the ring with. He's dominated every man he's been in the ring with and systematically breaks them all down. Even at the age of 37, the power is the last thing to ever leave you. So even if Beterbiev starts to slow down, his power will always be there. Now, as to who I believe would win between the two, I 100% believe that Dmitry Bivol would come out victorious. Dmitry Bivol to me has always been the best fighter at 175 pounds. The way he keeps guys off of him, the way he uses his feet to stay away from punches, the way he comes in and out so effectively, and lastly, the punches and bunches. The reason this fight is so difficult to call is because neither guy has fought a guy like the other. The closest guy Artur Beterbiev has fought similar to Dmitry Bivol has been Alexander Gvozdyk. And in that fight, Gvozdyk had a lot of success early on. Of course, styles are a bit different. Bivol having much better distance control, faster hands, much better in and out game, and of course, defensively, he's much better than Gvozdyk. Now, of course, Beterbiev ended up stopping Gvozdyk that fight, and no, that is not the reason why I believe Dmitry Bivol will win the fight. I just believe Dmitry Bivol is the better out of the two.